Today we're going to look at soul sleep. Is it biblical? You hear or read scriptures that mention those that sleep in Jesus, or when we die, we just go to sleep. But is it the soul that goes to sleep or something else? If you look at 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 13 through 17, it talks about those which sleep in Jesus, and when he comes back, he's going to raise them. But if you notice in verse 14, it says, those which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. So how can he bring them with him if he's coming for them? Well, simply put, he's bringing the soul with him, and he's coming back for the body. The Bible says that we are a triune being in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23. We are made up of body, soul, and spirit. So when the spirit, which is the breath of life, leaves us, we die. Your soul goes on. It either goes to heaven or hell, depending on where you stand with Jesus. The body is left here to turn back to dust until Jesus comes back and raises it from the dead. More proof of this is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 9. And he says, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain. And if you go on and read, it says, and they cry out to God, how long before you avenge our blood? So these souls under the altar, and they specifically say souls, they are very much awake and very much aware of what's going on. So they're not asleep. Philippians chapter 3, verse 20 and 21, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 51, 52 makes it clear that when Jesus comes back and raises the bodies, they will be changed. So the body will be changed to a glorified body. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 44 says, it is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. So what is a spiritual body? Well, Luke chapter 24, verse 39, Jesus, after his resurrection, he said, touch and feel, he said to me, he said, he had flesh and bones. But in John chapter 20, verse 19, the disciples being in the room, they had the door shut and locked because they were afraid. It says Jesus appeared in the midst of them. He was able to pass through these walls or doors, even though he had flesh and bone. That's not natural. That's supernatural. That's how he was able to pass through a solid object, even though he had flesh and bone. So when Jesus comes back, he's bringing the soul with him, and he's coming for the body. The body will be raised and changed. A couple more scriptures you can look into if you want to about going on is Philippians chapter 1, verse 23, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 8, and then Luke chapter 23, verse 43. Jesus told the thief on the cross, he said, today you will be with me in paradise. All right. He didn't say, when I come back to raise you from the dead. He said, today. Your soul goes on. God bless you.